I like the thinking of NELLOZ. What would you bring? A boat to an island. So everyone, he's like, my girlfriend, a computer, like things I could use being stuck on the island. He's like, no, I want a boat. Get off the bloody island.
It worked on Sanhok day one. Transition with it.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. So we have one more round of Erangel to go, and well, an interesting finish on the first one, that's for sure. Very unusual little field finish. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those sort of creepy crawly finishes with a three-way one-man snake off per team.
Yeah, 14 games in.
Oh, I spoke to DESPERADO. So sorry to cut.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I got to speak to him, and I just asked SIMSY, so what was the play? What was the idea? So TomiL was driving. They started.
Well, that's the first problem.
They started just before the circle shifted. They were like, we need to get up there and cut off G2 and Rex so we can cut that side off.
Yep.
The problem is the circle shifted down. They wanted to get to the ridge line, and then it pulled away from the ridge line. So we're like, well, we've got nowhere to go now because there's a small ridge in the hill, and they wanted to go a little bit further north to get to it. But because as soon as the circle changes it changed his whole driving path and completely screwed the whole plan up. And he said it just didn't really work. He said it was a plan that just didn't work. So, but anyway, we are game number 15.
And we have 4 teams in the 100-point club, which is absolutely insanity. 138, 121, 119, 107. How that transitions to your top players coming into this? Well, it's full of Russians. Ubah at the top. 28 kills, 5.3k damage. 28 kills for a doozy, 4.1k damage. 24 kills for BestOch, 3.5k damage. 28 kills.
So, Jesus. I've just heard mxey and Doozy talking. He's like, if you hit 30 yet, if you're at the 30 club, seeing if they can do 30 kills in 15 games, which obviously equates to a 2 KDA, which is insane when you think of the field of players that you are up against to guarantee that your player will get a 2 KDA. I mean, some players will be struggling for a 1 KDA, let alone a 2 KDA. It's insanity. TSM and G2 going to be dropping for vehicles here. This is going to be a very close path, obviously, with it being a west to east plane. Cutting across the middle of the map, it does cause a few problems. Obviously, Raise Your Edge and N47 are going to be splitting Yasnaya, but maybe dropping early. But yeah, it looks like TSM are kind of getting it all in one car.
It's happened again.
Oh, FaZe choose perfectly again.
It's happened again.
This time the island is theirs.
Yeah.
No one else is there.
Don't have to share it with anybody, people. And they went here yesterday, and it came to them. G-Core, G-Core, G-Core.
Nobody knows what that is anymore.
It's a shame, really.
It's the old G-Core. It's what FaZe were before they became FaZe.
Was it Ataxia before that? No, Hacks came with that name.
Sure.
It's when they had miikaz, wasn't it, originally?
miikaz was the original IGL.
He backed down before Oakland?
Just before Oakland. Had a family issue, if I'm mistaken. That's when Fuzzface came in as a stand-in.
From Method at the time? Or
no,
was it
Kingwin,
Kingwin?
It was Kingwin with Larson. Yeah.
Yes, it was. Who came from Method? Oh, no.
Kingwin was Larson, Ibby, and obviously Fuzz. And... Damn it.
I can't remember his name.
I can hear Larson shouting. Shout a little louder, mate. I heard him shout, but I didn't catch what he said.
Oh, I've forgotten his name, and it's really hurt me. What did he say?
I don't know. I can't hear him. I've got the headset on. He's got to really shout loud. Or just knock on the door and tell us, but I can't remember now. Anyway, that aside, the old Kingwin team, it was a very good team, to be fair.
It was.
Team Liquid on the move, by the way. Post 3 minutes, they're going to be passing by. Now, the problem is, look at this. Look at the map. GamerLegion are also on the move. They're going to clash at the bridge. GamerLegion and Team Liquid will clash at the bridge.
And we've been kind of talking about this one and saying eventually it might actually happen. Liquid always go for the early push across the bridge. Finally, somebody might punish them. GL are there, and they'll have some guns to play with, but not a great deal. GL have gone to the usual pull-up on the new side of compounds. FaZe is now readjusting from military, the actual base itself. They're going into the compounds to deny anyone a foothold on this.
Quick Scout does see it. By the way, going back also to old lineups, obviously, same era with Kingwin. Penta, now, obviously, we were on the couch earlier, and Ultra and Sims are sat there, and then James has sat with them. He said, all we need is Frost to come on the couch. We've got the old Penta lineup.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
He's not going back on.
3 of them in the PEL playing, one of them talking about it.
Those who can't play cast.
That's what we do.
Martin's triggered now for sure.
Oh, there's a crate going in the water. So G2 coming across, they're going to go Crossroads. Now this paid off for them yesterday. Obviously they go in Crossroads, they caught a couple of kills out, and then they stormed the hill. It was the hills north of Sosnovka military base that it actually ended on. This looking like a bit more of a Western circle this time around, which is why we're seeing FaZe Clan and GamerLegion all looking in towards those compounds on the edge of Sosnovka military base.
I'm really sorry it's been triggering. Is it Leighton?
Leighton.
Yeah.
Yes, Leighton.
There you go.
Yeah,
I knew I had him on Twitter, but I could not remember his tag.
Yeah, and then he obviously went off to Method. Yes, you are correct.
Transitions in abundance then. TSM will be the first ones, or the next one, should I say, across that the Easternly Bridge. G2 aren't there to camp it just yet. They're still getting themselves together and picking up some final bits of loot. Aerial Tower, we touched on this yesterday, how pivotal it can be at this point in the game. Not necessarily with this circle, because it is all the way on the western side of Sosnovka. That crate to me is dead. No one's going to go for that unless... Yep. It's some sort of weird and wonderful transition where there's no boats and you're just swimming it for an emergency backup plan. The problem is...
Buster's back in his shack.
I mean, he's...
I'm safe in here, leave me alone!
Did you just one-tap him?
No, the car's gone. No,
we did then.
Yeah.
Dead. Insta.
Yeah,
Seven, Navi, and CrowCrowd are all on the beachhead. Seven's in trouble. Seven's pincered like hell. I can see this on the map. They are...
So are I, apparently.
Oh, God.
Athletics just tore them apart. That was over in Milta. So Milta Farm has the Knights, Reciprocity, DA, Ratio Edge, and TSM obviously coming out the back. And they have to come over the river. So Linksy.
There's so many teams.
Don't you dare land that shot. That's more like it. Drayden pulls up. That surely can't work for Drayden.
No!
Oh, no, Linksy.
Embarrassed.
He's had such a good week as well. Oh, lordy.
You can't let that happen. You can't let that happen, getting turned on with a bloke on the back of a bike. That's not good.
I'm not sure.
The AKM, it's let him down.
I'm not sure what choice words the New Zealander will be using there, but there's definitely going to be a couple of them. Yeah, I've got to feel that we can't really say it on air.
Absolutely not. Speaking of...
So how did GamerLegion allow Team Liquid to pull up next to them like that in that compound? But the thing is that actually punishes Team Liquid, because Team Liquid move, right, on 255 or 250. They're going to be so low looted. They bank on being able to get in those buildings and get the extra loot from them, but GamerLegion beat them to it.
So they'll clear that out and go deeper into the circle, which I respect and I'm fine with. I don't really know what the game plan is for Seven. They are currently driving out into the middle of the ocean. We'll see how it goes. They could be really undergeared and they're playing for placement here. There is half of Seven, the last two teams still...
Seven are out in the boat. Seven are shooting them in the boat here.
There's two, they're pincered. They've actually got half are still in Primorsk, excuse me. So you got two in Prim and two in the boat. CrowCrowd could be in trouble. You can hear those shots off in the distance. N47, they're still... Have they actually got a foothold? No, they're still on the opposing end. Unless it's down by Milta, lower Milta on the cliffside. And DA is actually going to meet them.
All right, you're hopeful now, Edelweiss. Not happening. Yeah, DA and M47 both desperate for a boat. So the chaos that was going on in Miltapat, Jeems on the flank. Jeems on the flank. Jempty lands the knock. This is a big play. He's going to go for the shot. Oh, he catches back in dark as well. Ibby's going over in the car. This could not have been timed any better. Jeems around the back with the barrel. Will take one down. Goes for the spray onto Fex. Fex gets a lot of damage down. Fex gets around the side, but he runs straight into SIMSY. What a cross-play from Team Liquid to just pincer GamerLegion.
With the 6 times as well, the spray control is incredible. So allow this to open up completely. Jeems will now just go through and tank them all down one by one. Have they done this? Have they actually removed GamerLegion from this position? They can take all their loot, all their gear, and more importantly, the position. It's fantastic. Hamster's like, well, you know what? I'll go sit in this house. They have lost that battle. They've lost the war. Good lord, that's such an amazing... To hit that with a 6 times through the window.
And that's what I really wanted to focus on there is the fact that we talked about the loot. You know, how do you get loot? You have to kill the players.
Yeah.
And that's a very aggressive play with everyone alive still at the 8-minute mark to go for that play across the road. We saw Jeems going further north earlier on, and his little flank around worked wonders. But now look towards the bridge. The western bridge has I can see NIP, I can see ENCE all crossing the bridge. Desperados are just the other side of the bridge. So there's a potential for a catastrophe to happen for one of these teams. It looks like ENCE are going to be the first team across. Desperados just over are going to try and light them up. Meanwhile, mxey will bleed out. That leaves Hamster now the official last man standing for GamerLegion. ENCE look like they may be safe. TomiL is over the river, but don't forget, if they keep on going down the road, Team Liquid are there with open arms.
That's a big old swing. For phase number 2, that's a big old swing back onto Sosnovka. This kind of makes things a little bit easier, but you do have to find a good foothold on this map. ENCE, actually, this has played out for them. Because that circle's moved while they're on transition, they can now take the hillsides above military base.
There's a compound there.
There is, and more importantly, it's just a really good bit of height that they can take and basically abuse moving into the next circle. Liquid, they'll stay put. Same for FaZe Clan. Na'Vi will have a fight on their hands because CrowCrowd have come off that beachhead, or the rock face, should I say, not a beachhead whatsoever, and they've run open territory. Unfortunately, it won't go well for them because Na'Vi will have a full eye line on them. For M47 and the Knights, they're on the slow side of the circle, so for them, it's just be patient and crawl into this one.
They found a boat, more importantly. They were both over at Milta Power, remember?
Yes.
Them and DA. And look at the map. Look at this on your screen. DA didn't get a boat. They're out in no man's land.
Are they going to sit here and heal it out?
Well, I mean, why not go for a bridge right now? 10 minutes in, just go for the bridge. It's not going to be camped anymore. The Blues passing by. The Knights are going to move away from it, but they are not to know that, of course, and we are.
I don't think Knights will
NIP
move
are
away.
on the move. NIP coming over to the West Bridge now, so they're going to take a similar path to what ENCE did at the moment, but if they don't, if they pull up too early, oh, that's mxey's gone. That's the early team gone. I mean, so my point is for DA, right? You've got to make the play now. It doesn't matter whether you go out in 9th place or 16th place. You get no placement points. It makes no bloody difference. You've got to go for it. You've got to make the plays.
Problem is they've been playing quite scared so far in this league.
TomiL. Okay, SIMSY. Okay.
What? Did he?
So
Oh.
he just banged out MVS. TomiL, I think he's using the Car9 shape with a red dot. I think I just saw there. So where did Desperados drop? They were. SIMSY's got himself. He's got it 2 times as well. Desperados are quite undergeared, it seems.
I mean, he's using a laser sight for the underbarrel, which he doesn't even have a grip on there, which kind of speaks volumes about what gear they're playing with.
Ultra got 6 times. He's happy.
I mean, I'd be the
Team
good,
Liquid have moved
the
to
good
the hill.
teammate here and transition that 6 times off and put it with the sniper rifle. But hey, I'm just a caster. Who
map
am I?
positions. N47 have got into the
Braexco
edge
hit the wall.
just at the same time that G2 are. Now, Vascu's on the back of this bike, so back of the buggy, so he might be able to land some shots. You can see G2 got the 2 teammates up on the hill there, so they're going to cross over. TSM Gustav, he's on top of the hangars, I believe. That's going to turn shots on towards M47. They will be safe in a hangar. CrowCrowd and Na'Vi. So CrowCrowd got out of their boat safely. They've moved in behind Na'Vi over on the west. 7 also came out of their boats. They're down the south side of the circle, while everybody else is sort of crowded in this northern military base area just around the outer edge of it. Mitraleius bleeds out in the play zone because he stayed there a while. Beautiful Death is still on the mainland and has yet to come across.
I think they tagged him up on transition, which then instantly just bleeds him out. Unfortunately, there's nowhere else to go off the back of that. As you can see on this map, look at how much land
Look
TSM
at Wanted. Wanted's going to drive over him to secure the kill.
Oh, yeah, to knock him because he's not by play zone, so he won't get a point off there. So he's trying to find him, actually. We'll see if he does. Run him over. Don't see him. Surely he's seen him.
Wanted? He's looking. He's like, he's around here somewhere. But it went down to a play zone, right? So he has no idea where he actually went.
He's about to bleed out.
So he just wants to pick a point up.
Really quickly, TSM are regathering themselves a bit more towards the western side of the military base.
Nope.
Mitraleius does bleed out. N47 pull up. They've got word and information that 7's here. T-Bone initially with the frag. I saw him cycling in. Will that come close? It might just dip in. It has.
Oh, and Buster caught him. That molly's going to go in as well. That might be the flush. No, didn't have the legs on it. T-Bone needs to reply. Buster should finish that. That's a straight shot down. Page, he gets into the concrete. The smoke goes down, but there's nothing you can do. That's the danger of fighting on the fence. It's so horrible. TSM stole that kill. They stole the kill on Page. Points confirmed.
Through the one tiny gap. They're actually shooting through the smoke, potentially. Yeah, they did. They actually hit him through the smoke. T-Bone being aggressive here. I like this stance. This is amazing. Picks Picks up one, return fire. One's on the floor, bleeding out. This could be devastating. He threw his only grenade earlier on, but he'll continue to try and lay down the fire. Tabs him, so picks up a point and has done enough damage. Sadovnik, with no HP whatsoever, will be forced to heal up. ABeautflDeath is in the blue, just doing whatever he can, but honestly, I'd be getting on that vehicle and moving in to try and do something.
No, look what's coming behind them. Knights is coming right behind N47. Here they come on the map. You can see them limping away from this one, but Znarka Reels comes straight in and bashes Vazku in the back. He has the duck down behind the tree.
This really undoes what they were trying to do. I understand the player here, get in front and get a different angle onto 7 to really punish them and take them out of the server completely. But the late play from the Knights will completely smash this into oblivion. There might be a response. They are rocking 2 SKSs between them, so they've got the DMRs to work with. And that, my friends, we spoke earlier on about the SKS and Evil.
He just jumped on the rock. He's going for it. Yeah, Evil, I mean, we're back when we originally saw him at DreamHack Duo Tournament. By the way, I got to get it out there. It's the one that Balak and Martin Avenger won. He was rocking the double SKS, wasn't he, back then?
Killed Dr. Disrespect with it as well.
He did.
Just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was doing
that's
double.
A very good point. Yeah,
remember, he was hated.
He got the bonus for it. He was hated for it.
He was despised on social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, rocking the double SKS, and he's worked out again. It's certainly a favourite weapon as he's kind of stuck with. But still, away from all that, fantastic shot. Gives them an avenue or a small opportunity. They've got to deal with Wanted now. We know it himself. He's an unbelievably good marksman. Buster, you kind of called it earlier on. The problem with this fence running it is that there's only one way to go. It's up or down. Wasn't crawling, so he can be seen as exposed through the gap. They do confirm it and finish it. Excuse me, confinish. That's a new word in my vocabulary. They confirm and finish the kill. Evil and Vazku now have to find
ABeautflDeath out the blue.
Different entry point. All the teams that are currently locked on outside of the circle, NIP to the north.
He's dead.
Also to the north, Reciprocity. We see CrowCrowd and Na'Vi. This is all the way in the west. This fight on your screen right now has been going on for quite some time. They've been poking and prodding one another. They both have to run into the circle downhill. The edge of the circle is literally on the embankment. As soon as they come down, they are completely and utterly exposed to both Team Liquid and FaZe Clan.
Yeah, it's a tough old call for them. The Knights are on the move. This is risky. G2 taking shots across, but they're going straight into TSM at barrels. And that is only going to go one way. It's actually G2 that are stealing the kills away as well. Yeah, you can see trying to switch weapon there. Wanted will go down. Rory going to collect that one. So the Knights go down in 13th place. We lost 2 teams in quick style there. And that's simply from a repositioning. They didn't fancy the fight against N47. N47, fair play to them. N47 themselves, they've repositioned to the planes on the back of the wings there. Na'Vi also on the move. CrowCrowd still caught out in no man's land here. There's not really a great plan for them. And Na'Vi, look, they've fanned out. They've got themselves perfectly set up to collect these kills.
That's a decent grenade. Hasn't quite gone over the wall. If it had,
so close,
unbelievably good. Tiikzu bleeds out. Misa and Teme left to run the blue. It's going to begin to hurt. All right, it's not the maximum levels of damage at phase 4, but it's more than enough to cause problems because you've also got to fight them. The problem is from Na'Vi is once they're done with this fight, really, where do you go? Honestly, coming down that hillside is going to be a bloodbath.
Well, they're all just waiting. They're following the blue. They've
got vehicles, actually. I didn't realise this. So they've got
yeah.
something to play with, but unless they go down south and maybe get lucky with the little Hagrid house that's down there up against the wall, you've still got to deal with M47. It's really problematic. Speaking of problematic, NIP, they've turned up to the fight. Bard's gone down. Initial grenade opener here from ENCE. They're still playing Border Patrol on this one.
Point denial from CrowCrowd.
Oh, really?
Interesting, yeah. So Misa finished Timmy off, and Misa's
now they turned up to Hamster's compound. They've all got in the car, all of them.
A 4-man into Hamster's backyard. Gets the reload off. He's got a nade. He's got a single nade. Gets one spray down. Can he get the second? A little underhand nade. That's what he's going to try. That's gone out the window. Oh, James actually stole the kill on Pokemon. His second one underhand.
That's 2.
Gets out the side there. Aduzi got knocked by Jempty as well, so Na'Vi down to 2. That nade actually collected the damage. There goes the smoke out the side. BestLodge took a big chunk of it. Senya's going to go for the push, it seems. Jempty's moving in. Look at Jempty's going to get the nade. That's going straight towards BestLodge. That's going straight towards BestLodge. He actually went for the smoke. He went for the smoke on the left-hand side.
He's got shot from behind, so he's had to reposition off this. Who can see them? That's FaZe Clan. So they have an eye line on both of these teams inside this building. They've somehow made it work. A team that hasn't is NIP. Gaxi falls finally. 12th position will be theirs. NELLOZ onto MONKEY. Misa says, you know what, there's nothing else we can do here, so we'll just give it up anyway.
Desperado's repositions worked out well. They've kind of got ahead of Team Liquid. Well, Hamster continues to get chased down here. Skooma and Ultra falling down, though, so that's Desperado's losing one. That's going to get the revive back in there. SIMSY will. Skoom tried to send it. They went into red or rust or whatever you want to prefer to call the Trellis setup there.
Shiv's in such a difficult spot. He's inside that little watchtower, but there's so many teams that can see him. TSM is deep inside the military base.
He's still flanking to get the angle on Navi. I don't think they've got a clue where he is.
The thing is, I get it, because they have to kill this roster before they can move forward. FaZe Clan's been really clever and quite aggressive. They'll go up against the white. Yes, there's a little bit of an exposed angle when you talk about going towards more of a downhill factor. They're going slow and steady. But the reason they're doing that is because on top of a hill, and when you come to the peak of that hill, that's where all teams are going to congress around. You've got Na'Vi, Liquid, and Desperados. They will all go to that one location where they are.
Oh, Hamster trying not to bleed out. M47 have moved across from the up towards the barrels, actually, because TSM have moved. So good scouting from M47 to see that TSM have moved further into the center of the next circle. There's a crowd
ENCE are going for it.
ENCE launching in there as well. Team Liquid have tried to come across the road. Here's Hamster still being pushed. You can see SIMSY's got the angle. Desperados and Team Liquid, they've got these little angles. Samsy's been caught out in the open. Hamster gets a doozy down. Can he get a second one as they keep trying to push? He's got the reload off in time.
He's on a filing cabinet.
Oh my word, that nade's going to catch them both. Ibby and Samty both downed. Hamster finishes off a doozy and confirms the kill. I think it's MiseDOG just had to get a full heal off. Team Liquid are getting problems here.
Got him!
ENCE's worked out. Hamster gets MiseDOG down. It leaves it down to a one-on-one. This whole move has backfired horribly. It's Senya. And Hamster sees him. Hamster sees him. Oh my word, that was close. Just catches him round the side. What in the world?
Bit of a devastating blow for Na'Vi, losing 2 members down to him. Senya is all kinds of tanked up, so it should be an easy kill. There it is, confirmation on screen. Senya goes down. Team Liquid picked that one up. FaZe Clan did move, but it wasn't without damage. They're getting shot from the backlines. N47 have an eye line on this. This battle you're watching unfold on your screen, Liquid are being melted from the blue. FaZe Clan on the move. Jempty, not a lot he can do here. He's going to go down. He's dead. The next fight will now instantly unfold. FaZe is getting aggressive. They're overstepping the white boundary. The blue, it's pushing. It will force his engagement.
Here comes ubah. Over the top, and instantly replied. Desperado's putting up a fight here. Fuzz and mxey, the last two standing there, having to back away from this fight.
There's only one, right?
That was meant to be catching them out. Desperado's in with 3 alive still. FaZe have had to back away with 2. So Desperados, they take on Team Liquid, they take on FaZe Clan. Meanwhile, back in the military base, ENCE taking down Reciprocity. Shift will fall. Monkey and Udia off in the distance as SIMSY continues to chase down. mxey caught out. SIMSY got him in the back there. And FaZe, Fuzz has to come and challenge this one. The nade's coming his way. SIMSY catches it, bounces off the tree on his feet. Fuzz has to run for his life. Just about gets away, but then N47 are taking shots. He's run straight into the open, and it's Evil and Co. that will catch him down, and FaZe Clan fall in 7th.
Desperados pick up 3 of those, finally. They do go down, so FaZe Clan fallen by N47 all the way at the back, down south. They can see right up that hill. There's the one advantage to it. Rec, they're forced to run. They've been inside the apps for quite some time now, specifically more the western one. But that early push, that aggressive push from ENCE has put them in such a good position that they can now just murder them. That's the 3rd victim that has fallen off the back of Rec to ENCE. Yeah,
the big bonus here is obviously G2 and TSM. They've both got 4 alive. They've been fighting sort of in and around the central areas. Obviously both coming out of Milta, so both well geared. G2 came relatively early, if you remember rightly, across from the farm to try and catch a couple of teams off guard. Didn't really work out for them, but as you can see with the points, it has been a very good week for G2. TSM also looking to try and get into that top 4 position that Team Liquid currently occupy. Braexco, though, caught out by Monkey from the side.
That's a good knock, and he could do with another one. That's 2 for 2. Belting shots from Monkey. At least puts them down and can make some kind of a run, even if he just, as a reprise for Reciprocity, pick up a few points before he does go down, because a single-man ban going into this stage with 6 teams still alive, it's going to be a difficult one. Finally, he's put in the ground, he's put to rest. NELLOZ seals the deal. I think he may have picked up a point. I'm not sure. Didn't quite catch it.
The
thing for me is that garage is onwards of this Millie Island area, this military base, should I say. is completely dead. Nobody's in there. TSM's the closest point to it, but it's completely open. And with how much hard cover's available there, you can run this. N47 could potentially run and stay completely out of line of both G2 and TSM.
Much better performance, by the way, from ENCE. This is their second top 5 performance today, so they've needed to. They needed to deliver. Obviously, Gustav. Oh, look at that. He sees VazSKU. He's just repositioning VazSKU. Looks like he's lost his helmet already, VazSKU. So if he just comes up and catches the trigger, he's done. But instead, backs away. Desperados, but everyone's shooting at Desperados, by the way, on the hill. I think that's a given that they're kind of done and dusted. They've got themselves a decent amount of kills, though, in the process. I think they have more than 5 kills, Desperados. I'm pretty sure when I saw it last, they got 8. They got 8 kills, Desperados do at the moment. So, because they remember they took on Team Liquid and FaZe Clan. Gustav catches a couple of shots. Evil sees them. Barrels is a good spot, but G2 are creeping up on TSM. If Gustav's not aware, yeah, he just has a quick look behind him. The circle goes their way. TSM in prime position at the moment to take this game.
SIMSY's upgraded from a 2x to an 8x finally. And that probably comes off the back of killing all of FaZe Clan.
Right now, VazSKU is swearing at the fence.
I mean, what can they do? They can try and belt it downwards, but honestly, I think they're dead. Unless they get caught, like really catch ENCE off guard, you'd expect Desperados to die here up on this hillside. miikaz is watching for the cross to come across. To be fair, that's why he's not inside the circle. It does hard shift more towards the police station. TSM is looking good for this win.
So Calvin finally falls. SIMSY now the last man standing. And yeah, they've not forgot about you, mate. But the question is, who benefits from this? While everyone's focusing on the shots up there, Rustanmar, ENCE tried to reposition. So you saw SKUIJKE's already gone. Rustanmar's making the move as well now. SIMSY, I think, using the last of his meds here, bandages, ahoy, to keep himself alive and hope that people kind of forget about him. miikaz also on the move now, so UAZ's all working. This is nice from ENCE. This is a flanking play that could put pressure on TSM to look both ways. N47 have also crept in out of the barrels. SIMSY will finally fall, 5th place for them. Great performance from Desperados to get their 8 points for the kills and the 5th place finish. Crate just drops. That went to, well, no one, because it's ahead of VazSKU, and there's no way he's going for that with ENCE and TSM here.
Love the little emote with the smoking gun at the end just before he died. Yeah, we'll just do the emote to kind of sign off there.
They're a stylish team. I like
they are.
Oh dear.
Let's talk about this circle then. So you've got ENCE in a 4-man stack all the way across. ENCE on the fence, ironically. In the north, they do have the biggest amount of ground to cover and the biggest amount of open and exposed ground to get to that central point. With the garages, VazSKU did push up, and I said they were clear and they would give you a really good amount of coverage from there. TSM might struggle with windows on that building to actually see N47. You could see earlier on the line of view and line of sight that Gustav was holding on to them. It is limited because of the barrels that they're hiding behind, but this time they don't have to focus on anybody upside of the hill, so they could be clear and they could be free. G2, however, they are a bigger problem for N47, but they have to come out of the garage. Once they come out of here, both N47 and TSM should be able to murder them. VazSKU's positioning in this is fantastic because it's basically denied G2
TRYFFELI
any form of movement.
TRYFFELI has got close. I don't know what sort of nades they're going to have actually back available, because they've been kind of tossing everything out, if you remember rightly.
ENCE have to hope everyone else dies, though. I mean, TRYFFELI's getting aggressive and fair play. Might even be rewarded from this from the crate by getting the level 3 gear. They have the vehicles to play off of. Be a nice little move from Rustanmar if the move is to try and just put the vehicles together and use them as a battering ram or a shield, should I say. CrowCrowd finally found. Gustav sees him outside of the building. It looks like he was trying to find an avenue of approach. Didn't have to go outside of there, so he did get caught off, and it should be an easy res, I would have thought. That blue is slower, and they're on the slower side.
It's risky to push it as well now. They can't really force them out of that one, but they've got to worry about ENCE. TRYFFELI actually got to that crate. He got to the crate.
So he's got the gear.
Yeah. So level 3 gear, and ENCE with that fence line.
I'll go all quiet now and calm for a while. Provided N47 doesn't tunnel vision and get stabbed in the back by G2. NELLOZ, by the way, has not took his eye. He is G2's eye line onto N47. Yannis and Chris are trying to keep a tab and focus onto TSM and what they're doing. NELLOZ has not moved away from looking at N47 at all.
The toughest position is actually TSM because everyone's focused on them. They are the central position. Look, TRYFFELI's got right up against the wall now.
It depends which fight they want to take, though.
miikaz is moving. He's going across the fields. It's a risky play. N47 are daring. G2 smokes down. Here comes the circle. Now the central play. So central position. ENCE have actually been very sneaky because they've got against those walls. They've kind of got to that central point.
Wait, got it through the smoke.
Yannis through the smoke.
Good God, that's a shot.
Well, I guess when you fire enough shots into the smoke, you're going to catch someone eventually. Braexco on the move, and this is a threat now for
Look
ENCE.
at that upgrade. No helmet to a level 3.
Instant sprays onto SKUIJKE, sees him off the side. miikaz catches Evil in the process. Braexco might be able to go for a revive here. It's going to be a risky one. That's a molly.
That's a bit of an exposed place, especially from one grenade.
We've got
should they have
12 people alive with a phase 9 squeeze. G2 have lost Chris. Gustav's caught him out. That leaves NELLOZ the last man standing. He's creeping around the back of N47.
He's been on that far side of the wall for all this entire time. If N47 have not kept a track of him, they're in trouble.
T-Bone's trying to use that smoke to creep up as close as he can. TSM are on the move. They're looking to make a play here. Here comes the nades. Now, they've not been involved in fights. They're going to go up on the roof. This is the right play. With all them smokes, but TRYFFELI's position could catch him completely off. To Iroh, look at him, up on high, catches them all. Braexco taken down. They're all exposed. They're using these smokes to block each other, but they are totally open to the rooftops. They quickly turn to the skies and catch Rory off as SKUIJKE gets the headshot. Instantly back around. Iroh will find miikaz and bleed him out. Don't forget NELLOZ still down there for G2. And, well, N47, the push they were making is backfired as Evil finds the head of Iroh.
He does go down. Gustav will turn onto Rustanmar. Connects with one. There's still a few alive. They need to find these snakes in the grass. Michael cleaning up with the grenades. How many more do they have on top of the building? His teammates are bleeding out. Michael's downstairs. He doesn't know where TRYFFELI is. He's around the corner still. He's met him inside. Michael finds the danger zone. And the guy with the level 3 gear has gone down.
Gustav just naded himself.
Still been here. What?
Gustav naded himself. He naded himself. NELLOZ is still there. There's 5 alive, 2 of them down, as far as I'm aware. So
SKUIJKE,
I think it's a 1v1.
It's time to clutch.
It's a 1v1v1, is it not? I believe it is. Iroh drops down. Oh, the fall! Oh no, NELLOZ is going to come out on top! He's got Iroh and Rory down. Michael versus NELLOZ, both in the smoke, both in the center. Where's the zone? Michael finds it. TSM will come out on top, but by God, they nearly threw it hard there to NELLOZ. Squeaking his way on. You see Gustav the side because the nade caught him. He knows that he naded himself in the final phase. Woo. But they needed that. They needed that. They were under pressure from a lot of teams creeping in the top 5. And we talked about TSM. They're trying to break into that top 4 position. We saw G2 having great performances. We've seen, obviously, Liquid posting the regular scores. Na'Vi and FaZe running away with it. But TSM get themselves on the board with their first win in Phase 3. And when you're talking top 6 positions going to the PGC, the championships later on after this phase, a win here is vital.
There's a lot on the line after this one. It's only week 1 of 5.
I feel a little sorry for N47 because they were making the plays, and until that moment where TSM went on the roof, it just totally cut them off because they got this nice smoke play. They're actually doing well against this. They were coming out on top against that fight.
And I'd have to say that that can't really be a practice thing because how many times do you, even in a public, drop and go on top of that roof?
Yeah, no, right.
Like, we don't have any finishes to do that. So someone's made the call, jump up, boys, let's get a grip on it.
Oh, yeah, and all 4 up on the roof.
We spoke about what actually might happen coming into this phase with the ledge grabbing now, and that's one of those scenarios. Before we wouldn't have had that scenario. You want to be able to get up there, but we saw people just pulling themselves up. It was SKUIJKE bomb time at the end. Gustav actually getting nailed as he dropped down from the sky. NELLOZ was there the entire time because of that wall. He was literally laid down with a bush. He couldn't go up and over. If he was exposed to M47. His job was just to keep a tab on them. If they were to come this way, then he'd be G2's backup plan. He didn't strike kind of necessarily at the right time, but I think there was nothing else he could have done. There was nowhere else. And to be able to survive to top 2, it was a good play.
I mean, there were so many good plays. You think of obviously Team Liquid's play on to GamerLegion early on to get the loot. Then you think of DESPERADO's keeping Team Liquid and FaZe Clan at bay. You think of Hamster on his own against Na'Vi. There were so many little things that are going on within this map. Incredible game, but it is TSM that pick themselves up their first win of Phase 3, and they're with Pala.